Do I tell the people what the pre-workout meal is today?
Sesame seeds, Nando's sauce, mince, tender stem broccoli, not just broccoli, basmati rice. Delicious.
Don't forget to save me some of that sauce.
Running low.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Hope you're well wherever you are, wherever the damn time, and welcome back to another video. First of all, apologies because I missed out on a video the past week, but finally getting around to uploading this Manchester vlog and you joining me and the belated birthday girl for our weekend in Manchester, where we enjoyed some great food. We went to Dishoom on her birthday, which was incredible, Indian restaurant in Manchester, and there's also locations in London as well. We then trained at Frontline Performance as well and went to Sea Life. So all in all, it was just a good break away from normality, celebrating Bryony's birthday. And Manchester is pretty much, I think, my favourite city in the UK. I love Manchester. I love the vibe around Manchester, the food you can get in Manchester, the gyms around Manchester. It's busy, but it's not London. And I can't stand London, but I really love Manchester, and I really like the surrounding areas as well. And one great thing about the north as well is that it's incredibly cheap, like so cheap in comparison to the south. And it's definitely going to be a move to move up north this year, 100%. And I'm excited. So anyway, trained at Frontline. I've done a pull session at Frontline. I'm not going to reveal too much of my thoughts because me and Bryony do a little bit of a breakdown on what we thought of the gym after the session, but I just done my typical pull session, and first exercise was a prime pull down, which was absolutely sensational. It's quite a new piece from Prime with the D handles. Obviously you've got the different areas that you can load the weight in, and then went on to deadlifts. My working set was 210 for 6, and what was really good about this gym is they had a Texas deadlift bar, which honestly really helps with just that initial pull from the floor, because obviously there's a lot more whip in the bar. So as you pull, the bar almost comes up a little bit higher before the plates come off the floor, which makes it a little bit, feels just nicer for me. I'm somebody who really struggles with that pull off the floor because my legs are just so long. Done 210 for 6 reps. And then went on to the bent over rows. This was my second set, which was 120 kilos. First set was 130 kilos, and that was for around 8 reps, I believe, or 130. Bent over row, still trying to keep it relatively decent. There's a common mistake that I see with people doing bent over rows, and they pull the weight up, and to the point where they're almost standing upright, it almost becomes a bit of a shrug. And the goal really with this is, I always think, try and get that bar to the belly without changing that angle too much. Just don't take the mick when it comes to changing that angle. We then went on to the cable row. I typically do a DY row, but I couldn't find a DY row in the gym, but not a problem. We just used the cable. There was a prime chest supported row that I typically use for upper back, and you can use that for your lats as well if you just change the setup a little bit. 3 sets, pulling right down towards the hip just to target the lats, obviously, and then at the end I just do a little stretch. Bryony had this was actually her peak week. This is her final session of her peak week before her comp, which is come and gone now, which by the way went incredibly. She got a total of 335 kilos. But anyway, yeah, this was her peak week, and she was doing bench press. She hit a PB during this session. She hit 65 kilos on the bench, which is really good with all the commands and everything, which is perfect. The extreme row from Prime, which is really good. I think I prefer the one where you're pulling, where you're vertical. Sorry, pulling horizontally. But it was good nonetheless. And then obviously went on to some biceps. I just went on to the Prime bicep curl because you can adjust where you're loading the weight on this as well. Obviously with the Prime, with all Prime kit, you can do that. So I just stayed on this kit for the rest of the session. And then I also, before this as well, actually I'd done rear delts and also a lat pullover as well. And that was pretty much the session. So the layout was exactly the same as what I would normally do, but I just obviously had the privilege of using some very, very nice pieces. Then we headed home and got some post-workout food. I had chicken and rice with a bagel and honey. Bryony had, I can't remember. But anyway, we're going to give you a little bit of a breakdown as to what we thought of the gym. Okay, we're back at the flat. We're back from frontline performance. I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed the gym. Like, hey, it's a very good bodybuilding gym, man. But I gotta keep it quiet because Brian didn't really. But yeah, it was a good session. I done back today, standard session. They got a lot of prime kit, Atlantis. It was really good. My old coach was there. Came back, ate some food. We're literally about to head out and go for a walk around the centre. So I'm gonna let Bryony. What were your thoughts?
It was. Can you crop that bit?
It'll be edited, don't worry.
One sec. A good gym for bodybuilders. Good kit, but for me and for what I need, probably not the best gym. I didn't really get to train properly. Had to change a few things. I can't think of the word. Can you tell them?
I actually just saw your post on Instagram and your story.
Yeah, let me read that out. The best way to put it is, why do so little gyms cater to powerlifting? Bars, plates, benches. If you're a powerlifter, then you know what I mean. How can a gym not have a bench press? Pulling up a tiny bench to a rack is literally not doable when you're tall and wide. You're slipping off.
Wide? Yeah, so the gym didn't really cater to powerlifting. There wasn't a bench, like an actual bench just for bench pressing. It was like you had to take a bench over to a rack, and also the benches were really skinny. Not a great start for the session, but she still hit PBs. So it's almost you wonder like what would you have done if you were actually on a really good bench in an environment?
I would have done the same but better.
Yeah.
That's the thing, like it's based off of RPE rather than numbers.
But
that would have moved better and felt better.
That's what I mean. So then that would have been like RPE 6 as opposed to 8.
Yeah, pretty much.
So then the weight that you would have used in a different gym could have been 67.5 or 66 or...
Yeah.
But hey, anyway, we're gonna go for a walk. This is the first vlog I've done in a very long time. I'm gonna get some nice views. Bryony's wearing Crocs.
Baby's back.
Yeah, see you in a bit. So yeah, Bryony didn't really get on well with the gym because it wasn't really built for powerlifters. But I guess the niche is so small in powerlifting. Most people walking into your gym are not going to be powerlifters, so they're just not considering that, which is a little bit frustrating, obviously, for herself. But there's plenty of gyms around the Manchester area that do provide powerlifting expertise and all the kit that you need. Anyway, that night, got back from a walk. We cooked some amazing tacos, enjoyed. And then the next day, we made a trip to Sea Life, which, to be honest with you, was made for kids, but we had a good time, enjoyed Manchester. Big up, we'll be back, and hope you enjoyed this one. See you later.